Hello everybody, it's me, Rapid Waffles, and today I wanted to talk about a movie adaptation that I have seen recently of a little, it's a bit of an obscure novel, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but yeah, apparently they made a couple movies about it. One with Bela Lugosi that I really like, that I watched like when I was like 6 years old, and I still think Bela Lugosi is my favorite Dracula performance, and also I really just love a lot of the visuals in the original Dracula movie. Like I love a lot of the just the set pieces and backgrounds and stuff like that. I really like. I like Gothic architecture and shit like that. But it doesn't even really adapt a lot of the book, when you really. But this movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula, is the name of the movie. But it's funny because this has even less, like this is less accurate to the book than the Bela Lugosi movie, and I'm all for it because honestly, this is the best version of the Dracula story that I think I've seen in any movie. This is probably my favorite version of Dracula. The story, I mean, not the character. I would say Bela Lugosi is still, performance-wise, my favorite Dracula. But this hits every single beat that I want out of a Dracula movie. For one, it starts with him as Vlad the Impaler before he becomes what we think of as Dracula. But I like that it combines the historical Dracula with the novel. It's really cool that way, and to me that's just canon. That's how it is. Dracula is Vlad the Impaler. Even when I see Bela Lugosi's Dracula, I just imagine that it's Vlad the Impaler and he's been dead for hundreds of years or whatever. This, I really love that it combines both versions. This movie really starts off strong too, because it starts off with, Vlad has this like really cool armor that's like red colored. It looks like flesh, and it looks really cool. And he's killing he's killing the Muslims, he's whooping the badasses, and then the Muslims, like, they shoot an arrow with a letter attached to it into Dracula's wife's bedroom, and the letter says that Dracula has died in battle. But I think it's funny, like, how the fuck did these fucking Muslims wrote a convincing letter and just shot it through, anyway, the details don't really matter. But anyway, Dracula's wife gets a letter thinking that Dracula is dead, so she kills herself, and Dracula gets really pissed about it because when he finds out, these like priests tell him that she's burning in hell basically because she committed suicide, and that pisses off Dracula, so he swears at God, he curses out God, and so I guess that's how he gets cursed as a vampire, is he starts his own like personal war against God because he thinks his wife is in hell, and that curses him as Dracula. It's a really fun start to the movie, and then after that it's basically the plot points of the novel, but with a bunch of crazy random ass shit added on top of it that's like out of nowhere and nuts. Like there's like we see Dracula become an old man because this is a long time after his wife is dead and he is no longer prince, so he's like an old man and he looks creepy as fuck. He's got like really hairy palms, and his head looks like a butt for some reason. They make his hair look like a butt, but he's fucking like just old and gross looking, and we get to, and like he turns young, but it's really weird the way he turns young. I guess he turns young because of drinking blood. Blood keeps him youthful. It's also a little interesting. So vampires in this movie, they eat babies and they drink blood to stay young forever. Oy vey. Sounds a little similar. It's a really fun take on Dracula, though. I like seeing Dracula be a different age in each part of the movie. Like, he's always changing his appearance. And it also keeps a lot of it has a lot of the vampire cliches that I like. He turns into mist. Although when he turns into mist, it's fucking weird as shit, because it looks like a fucking fart cloud. He turns into like a weird green mist that looks like a fart cloud. In the book, it never describes him as a fart cloud. I'm just saying. He turns himself into all kinds of crazy shit. He turns into a giant bat monster, which I really like. I always love if a vampire turns into, it doesn't just turn into a bat, but turns into like a monster, a bat monster, and he turns into a bunch of rats. He turns into a wolf. He turns into a fucking weird ape creature. That part was really weird. That's how he turns young, though, is he turns into an ape creature and he rapes a chick and drinks her blood, and then that turns him young. And also he can change the weather. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just saying he changes the weather, he feeds a baby to a bunch of vampires, he drinks blood to stay young. I don't know, I'm just noticing a lot of weird things about this weird Dracula character, in the Bela Lugosi version of Dracula wears a Star of David, I'm not saying anything, I'm just noticing some funny things about this Dracula character. But Dracula's fucking cool as shit in this movie. Dracula turns young, and when he turns young, he looks like Vlad the Impaler, but like wearing steampunk attire. Like he's wearing a top hat and goggles and shit. But like that's just cool as fuck to me. The idea of Vlad the Impaler being alive today and wearing this fucking weird shit. Well, not today, but you know what I mean, like 18th century London. But it's a really fun movie. Like, this is one of the funnest takes on Dracula I've seen. It has all of my favorite vampire movie tropes. And Dracula is like a rapist in this movie. He turns into a bunch of crazy shit. It's really fun. It's everything that I really wanted out of a vampire movie. Like, I used to write stories about Dracula when I was a kid because I really like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. And this actually has like a lot of the shit that I would put in my own stories. So this was really satisfying to watch a movie that had a lot of the things that I wanted from Dracula as a kid. It's a really fun movie. It has a lot of crazy actors in it. You got Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, and Anthony Hopkins and Gary Oldman. You got like all kinds of actors in this movie. It's a really fun movie. Yeah, and Dracula's bride is Winona Ryder. It's kind of funny that Dracula would want Beetlejuice's sloppy seconds, but we'll put that aside. This Dracula is pretty cool, even though he's got a butt head. It's actually really funny because all I knew about this movie is that Dracula looked weird and he looked like an old man with a butt head. But he's only like that in the beginning of the movie. He's not even like that for more than 20 minutes. I don't even think he's more than that, like probably like 15 minutes at most. And then he becomes young. And that's most of the movie. He has a lot of different monster appearances. This is the funnest Dracula movie that I've ever seen. I definitely recommend it. The biggest disappointment about this movie, though, is we don't really see any Gothic architecture. There's not any really fun set pieces, and I think that's the biggest thing that ties it back for me. Like, if it had those set pieces, it could be the best. It didn't feel Gothic enough, but it felt like a good movie. Also, the way they kill vampires in this movie is you can't just put a stake through their heart. You also have to cut their head off, which I think is a fun addition to the rule. there's all kind. They include a lot of the vampire rules that I would include. They don't really bring up the whole you have to ask permission to come into somebody's house. I don't know why that sticks out to me, but I just like that rule. It's a really good vampire movie, though. There's a lot of horniness going on, which, you know, you need in a vampire movie. I like that Dracula's a rapist, and he's Vlad the Impaler. And it's pretty, like, it's pretty funny to have a real guy who's, like, a Christian that slaughtered, like, a bunch of Muslims. And now he's, like, an aristocratic, like, fucking slut who hates God. So it's funny to portray a real person that way. It's a really fun movie, though. I really enjoyed it.
Have you ever sat on a piece of Gothic architecture for 200 years? Gets right up your ass, you know. Thought it was about time to move on to a bridge, say. And I'm not moving now.
Isn't it a little bit early in the day to start talking about Gothic architecture?
Well, if you care to come a bit closer, we can discuss things of another nature.